Hello and welcome to a special edition of the Property Perspective. I'm Josh.
And I'm Michelle. Today we're looking at the Autumn Budget 2025 and what the Chancellor's announcements mean for both the rental market and the wider housing market here in Lancaster and Morecambe.
This year's budget didn't deliver many surprises. Most of the major housing changes have been heavily trailed beforehand, but even though the financial impact won't be felt immediately, the psychological impact on the market could be significant.
The centrepiece of the budget was the introduction of a new annual levy on homes worth more than £2 million, due to begin in 2028. Owners of £2 million plus homes will pay around £2,500 a year, and for homes over £5 million, the change rises to £7,500 a year.
Now, this affects fewer than 1% of properties in the UK, and it's mainly centred around London and the South East. It's not something most of Lancaster or Morecambe homeowners will ever deal with, but it does create a psychological dividing line in the market. We're likely to see people being more cautious about high-end property decisions over the next few years.
Another big announcement was the rise in property income tax for landlords from 2027. There will be a 2% increase on tax for rental profits. That is what's left over after allowable expenses. Let's be honest, landlords have already been managing rising borrowing costs, increased regulation and shifting rules for years. This extra tax pressure will push some people to question whether they actually stay in the sector.
That's it, but here's the other side of that coin essentially. If too many landlords sell up, rental supply tightens further, and when supply drops, the demand stays strong, which is exactly what we're seeing here in Lancaster and Morecambe. Rents rise. That means that landlords who stay in the market could actually enjoy higher yields simply because there's less competition.
For first-time buyers though, it's a challenge. As rents rise, it becomes harder to save a deposit. House prices may also edge upwards because the budget avoided any big shocks in the housing system. But interestingly, mortgage payments as a percentage of income are still 26.5%, lower than they were back in 2007. So affordability isn't stretched as the headlines sometimes make it feel for people.
Doom and gloom of the news sometimes.
Exactly.
Council tax was also in the spotlight. There'll be a re-valuation for higher priced homes, again mostly in the south, but the changes won't apply until 2028, and even then only top bands will change. For many homeowners, this creates odd situations where similar homes on the same street end up in different council tax bands. It adds administrative complexity, but not much immediate benefit.
One announcement that will bring relief though is that there were no changes to stamp duty. Here in Lancaster, I've spoken to several buyers and sellers recently who were waiting for this budget, worried about potential SDLT stamp duty reform. With the necessity removed, we should see the sales market return to a more normal, steady rhythm. And as someone said earlier this week, it could have been worse.
Very, very true. Still, there are challenges ahead. The upper end of the Lancaster and Morecambe market, especially larger period homes, rural properties and higher end coastal houses, may feel the weight of uncertainty as valuations and future thresholds are debated.
And landlords are going to feel some pressure too. Increased taxation arises at a time when the supply of rental homes is already stretched. Tenants need stability, and the private renter sector needs more good landlords, not fewer.
That's it. And that's where a good letting agent becomes essential. This budget makes it even more important that landlords understand their numbers, avoid costly voids and stay on top of compliance. Skilled agents help landlords maintain profitability when margins tighten, from managing maintenance costs to choosing the right tenants and ensuring the rental stays competitive.
Exactly. So the budget has given the market clarity, not comfort. It avoids any stamp duty shock, which of course is a relief, but it sets the tone for the next few years. Measured, predictable, and with just enough pressure to keep investors alert.
Over the next week, we're going to be digging deeper into the budget details and analysing what they mean specifically for Lancaster and Morecambe.
So thanks for watching this special edition of Property Perspective, and if you'd like to discuss how the budget might affect your rental property or your plans to buy or sell, remember at JDG we're always here to help.
See you next time.